Hello, GlobalConscience.World volunteers. Thank you so much for deciding to spend your time helping us volunteer for the environment. So today I'm going to show you how to log your hours using MyHours. Why would you want to log hours using MyHours? For one, it helps us determine how many hours you've worked so we can put that on your certificate. For example, some of you guys need a certain number of hours for volunteer service. If you log these hours, then we can confirm that. Additionally, it helps us raise money. It helps our donors see how many volunteers we have, how active our volunteers are, what our volunteers are doing. So you deciding to log your hours through MyHours would help us sustain ourselves as an organization and potentially find funding. So we really appreciate you doing that. The first thing that you should do is check your email inbox from the email that you provided us when you signed up as a volunteer or a GlobalConscience.World ambassador. You should have an email that's called MyHours in the subject line. It should be coming from Justin Burley or another GlobalConscience.World team member. You click the button to accept your invitation and you'll start creating a MyHours account. Now it's important that you use this link because it'll sign you up automatically under the MyHours setup that we've created, which makes it simple for you to log your hours. You're going to go ahead and create a password, whatever password you want. The username is going to be the email that you received the invitation on. So I'm going to go ahead and type in your password. So go ahead and choose a password. Once you've chosen a password and you click submit, you're going to see a green confirmation message appear at the top of the screen letting you know that your account's been created. So you can go ahead and log in with this new account information, the email that you just received the invitation on, as well as the password you just created. You sign into MyHours and you're automatically going to be brought to my GlobalConscience.World MyHours portal. So you can download MyHours as an app. It is available as an app called Speaka MyHours on the App Store for Android or for Apple. Additionally, you can visit MyHours from a computer by going to myhours.com. So the first thing you're going to see on your dashboard here, you click track on the left side of the screen, and this is going to be the place where you can start or stop logging your hours. So up at the top here, there's a timer. You click start, and as you can see, MyHours is going to start automatically tracking your time for you. If you'd prefer to log your hours manually and just say, I did an hour here, I did an hour there, we can show you how to do that after this, but this is the most simple way to track your hours is just by hitting the start and stop button. You're going to want to hit edit time log, and that's going to show you a bunch of options for putting what type of activities you're conducting under the MyHours log. So there are two choices right here. Ambassador program, if you're conducting ambassador program, we have volunteer opportunities for our traditional volunteers. So I'm going to click volunteer opportunities, and you're going to see a number of other choices under the task section. We've got scouting films, social media management, ambassador sharing, video editing, a number of tasks that you might be conducting for our organization, including just general communication. I'm going to go ahead and use social media management as an example, as we have a lot of people that are helping us with social media management as volunteers. So I'm going to click social media management as my task under the project volunteer opportunities. And that's how MyHours is going to log this time. You don't need to worry about putting anything under tags. You don't need to worry about adding anything to the description. You can if you'd like, but you're just going to save that, and MyHours is automatically going to tell us how much time you spent or any of our volunteers spent on each project. So when you're done, you can go up to the top corner and click stop, and MyHours has created an entry automatically for the 45 seconds that we spent creating that activity. So now I'm going to show you how to log your hours manually. You click these three dots right here, and you're going to see switch to a weekly timesheet, and that's going to show you a place where you can enter all of the time that you spent volunteering manually over the course of a week. You can also switch back and forth between weeks and enter for things that you've done in the past that you might not have logged. So as you can see here, they've got the entire week laid out for you. There's a section similar to the other section where you can choose which project you're working on, volunteer opportunities, and then which task that you're working on. We're going to stick with volunteer opportunities and social media management. But as you can see, there are multiple lines here, multiple rows. So you can actually enter more than one task at the same time using the weekly timesheet. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we've got volunteer opportunities and social media management. And now below that, we're going to select the ambassador program. Let's say you're an ambassador and a volunteer. Under task, we can go with any one of these tasks here. And then I'm going to go ahead and enter the amount of time that I spent working on the project. So again, this is for manually entering the time if you did not log it using the timer. So if you put in 1, it's going to go ahead and put in 1 hour for you. 2, it'll put in 2 hours. 3, it'll put in 3 hours. They do this with an hour and a minute format. So if you're going to want to log anything that was under an hour, you have to start by entering 0 and then a colon or the 2 dots and then 30, for example. If you wanted to enter a half hour, you would not put 0.5, you'd put 0:30. You can't skip the 0, so see here, I'm going to enter colon and then 20 for 20 minutes, and it's going to convert that to 20 hours. So make sure you put the 0 before you enter your time, followed by the colon, and then the number of minutes if you're logging anything under an hour. So this is really for things that you do in passing. Let's say you're a social media manager and you don't have time to click the timer every time that you start using Twitter or log off of Twitter. You can just go back after the fact and let us know how much time you spent working on that. If you are an ambassador or a volunteer that is looking for a certificate, we are typically going to look for around 30 volunteer hours before we confirm you. So just keep that in mind. Another thing, it takes us about a week to process new volunteers and new ambassadors right now. So if you haven't received the MyHours email yet within a week, contact us and we will send it directly to you. But expect that it could take up to a week for you to receive the MyHours invitation. So I hope this video showed you how to log your hours, your volunteer work for our organization. I hope that you understand why this is important to us. This can help us raise funds as an organization and help us qualify the certificates that we give out to our volunteers. We really appreciate you taking the time to learn how to do this. And if you have any questions or you can't find your MyHours email, go to GlobalConscience.World and shoot us an email about it, and we will get back to you. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and invite your friends to participate in our ambassador or volunteer programs. Thank you.